against UCLA. So the Aggies ranked 18th at the FCS level, just missed the FCS playoffs last year. Went 7-4. They were the first team left out. Tough Big Sky Conference, and they'll kick it away from Ott, and a pooch kickoff. And a fair catch made right near the 30 for Cal as we send it down and welcome in Sherry Burris to the festivities. Sherry?
Well, Roxy, Fernando Mendez is getting the start today for the Cal Bears. He told me he thinks back to his journey of when he started on the scout team to now being where he is today. Remember, he did start the last 8 games of last season, but he told me he's excited to show his teammate what he has and to, quote, prove everyone right who trusted in me. Now, when he gets out here on the field, offensive coordinator Mike Blesh says we're going to see that big arm. Now he's a natural pocket passer. But we will see 2 quarterbacks today. Head coach Justin Wilcox saying Chandler Rogers will also play in the first half. Roxy?
Yeah, Sherry, a battle between the two, won by Mendoza. Jaden Ott gets the first carry, picks up about 5 on the first play from scrimmage for Cal. But Mendoza, Craig, he's added about 15 pounds of muscle from last year. How will that help him in his development?
Well, it's going to help him in terms of staying healthy. I think really the development's going to come with the decision making and how much improvement has he made there.
On second down, the play action, Mendoza over the middle trying to squeeze it in and looking for Jonathan Brady, the transfer from New Mexico State, defended by Samaje Verner of UC Davis to bring up 3rd and 5 for California, just shy of the 35.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be good coverage right out the gate there for Cal Davis. But the best thing that's going to help Mendoza is having a running game. Even that first down play puts him in a manageable 3rd down here.
Mendoza dumps it off to Ott, hit and dropped, no gain. Well read in the flat by David Meyer, the transfer from Cal Poly for UC Davis.
Talked about trying to get Ott involved in the passing game, getting him out in space. They're just going to bring him out to the flat. Mendoza wants to get the football in his best player's hands, but excellent open field tackle there by Cal Davis.
So Meyer, who led Cal Poly in tackles a year ago, the transfer, and the Mission Viejo native, as Mateo Perez back to return the punt of Lachlan Wilson, the Aussie for Cal, who was 2nd team All Pac-12 last year. Wilson averaged about 44.5 yards a blast. And he sends this one in a good end-over-end punt, angled away from Perez, although it takes a UC Davis bounce where Cal downs it just outside the 20-yard line by the former Aggie. Was the first one down there to down it for Cal in Teddy Buchanan. So UC Davis and Miles Hastings, the senior quarterback, 27 straight starts. When you look at Davis, this is an experienced team, Craig.
Yeah, Miles Hastings brings a lot of that experience with him. He's been very effective as a passer, nearly over 2,300 yards a year ago, but he also shares a backfield with a very talented runner in Lan Larison.
So Larison, look, he's not Jaden Ott, but Lan Larison is really good. He's flanked on the left side of Miles Hastings, and Hastings will throw on first down. It's complete to Chaz Davis, and a first down out near the 40 for the Aggies. Marcus Harris in coverage for Cal.
Right out the gate, the RPO. They're going to look to their big receiver, Chaz Davis. He's going to be to his inside. Nice route, able to create a little separation, and Hastings putting it right on his number.
15-yard gain at the 38 for Hastings and UC Davis. 3-man front for Cal as Chaz Davis motions. And on the move and a short dump off over the middle, not much there. As quickly reading it for Cal was Teddy Buchanan, the former Aggie, on the grab made by Winston Williams on the tight end screen.
Teddy Buchanan, as you mentioned, played for UC Davis, had an outstanding game 2 years ago. The last time these two programs played, 8 tackles, including an interception.
It has to be a weird day for him, as graduated from UC Davis, was there for 4 years with the Aggies, grad transferred to Cal, and here he is in his first game with his new team against his old team. Chaz Davis motions for UC Davis. And on second down, Lan Larison's first carry. Spins out of a tackle, gets close, about 2 yards shy of a first down. Craig Woodson on the tackle of Larison, the senior from Caldwell, Idaho. Last year's Big Sky Offensive Player of the Year.
Yeah. UC Davis returns 95% of their rushing production from a year ago, and most of that is because number 3 has returned. And you mentioned he's not Jaden Ott. He doesn't have elite second gear speed, but he is as important to that offense as Ott is to Cal's.
3rd and 2 for UC Davis from their own 46. And they give it straight ahead. Larison breaking tackles, stumbles out of another one into Cal territory. An impressive second effort and a first down, finally hauled down on the play by Hunter Barth, a backup linebacker, but a first down run of 14 yards.
Yeah, we talked to Cal coaches yesterday, and they said we need to work on tackling. You're seeing here, they're not wrapping up. Larison is a big physical back. If you do not get low, he will break through those arm tackles.
At the Cal 42. Winston Williams motions for the Aggies. Play action for Hastings. Good protection, open, and it's caught inside the 30, down to the 25. C.J. Hutton the grab for UC Davis. 17 more.
UC Davis there went with the max protection. Able to get their receiver open. Doing a nice job moving the football on this first drive.
Double stacked receivers. Tempo for the Aggies. Hastings. And it's tipped and incomplete. Tried to squeeze it into C.J. Hutton.
They're going to give it the protection. You're going to see right there the inside receiver. Just a really nice move. Bend it in towards the sideline. Once again, these UC Davis receivers doing a really nice job of creating separation. Good route running early, making it easy for Miles Hastings.
An impressive opening drive for Tim Plow, first-year head coach for UC Davis. Was an assistant for Justin Wilcox, coaching the tight ends last year at Cal. As before the play, we see markers, and this will probably back up UC Davis. It is an ACC crew working this game. Justin Elliott is our referee.
False start. Offense. Number 70. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
Loss of 5 on the penalty. 2nd and 15 upcoming as Tim Plow, who played quarterback for UC Davis, longtime assistant for the Aggies, also with time at NAU, Boise State, and briefly here at Cal, and taken over after Dan Hawkins retired after last season. And now Tim Plow back at his alma mater. 2nd and 15. Lan Larison can't find a hole, swallowed up by the Cal front.
It'll be interesting to see how that penalty disrupts the rhythm of what had been an outstanding opening drive there. That Cal front doing an outstanding job of not giving any ground.
3rd and 14 for the Aggies at the California 29-yard line. They're the numbers last year for UC Davis. They were 9th in the Big Sky. And you can make the argument the Big Sky could be the best FCS conference in America. Empty backfield for Hastings, under pressure, and he gets rid of it as TJ Bollers was closing in, the Wisconsin transfer for Cal, and that's 4th down.
It was a nice job there by Bollers, seeing their quarterback trying to get outside the pocket and flowing to it. You see, just bringing 4, trying to work power. Bollers up top. He sees Hastings try to get out of the pocket, gets off, is able to disrupt the timing of that throw.
Hunter Ridley on for a 47-yard field goal. Ben Banks Alta Cruz, the punter, is the holder, a Berkeley native, by the way, for UC Davis. So Ridley, honorable mention, all Big Sky last year. The kick has plenty of leg, and it is no good. He pushed it to the right. UC Davis comes up empty. And it goes over to Cal. We're scoreless just over 5 minutes in. Cal and UC Davis, the season opener from Berkeley. Scoreless just over 5 minutes in the opener for UC Davis and Cal here in Berkeley. And, well, there's a lot new in college football. Of course, Cal now in the ACC, but the expanded 12-team playoff, conference realignment. We have a 2-minute timeout, not a 2-minute warning, 2-minute timeout in college football this year. And then the direct communication at the FBS level where for example, coordinators can talk to a designated player, which is Mendoza for Cal's offense.
And similar to what you would see in the NFL.
Fernando on the move, and Mendoza, it's complete. Maven Anderson out near midfield. And the first down for Cal after going 3 and out on the opening possession, and Cal quickly on the ball.
He's a big part of this offense, Roxy. He needs to step up this year.
And then again, it's Anderson. He's hit behind the line and dropped, probably a loss of 1. Rex Connors, the safety, jumping up. And Cal's dealing with some significant injuries, Craig, on offense.
They're trying to get Mendoza there, doing a nice job rolling out and finding Anderson, just doing a nice job of sitting down in an open window.
So after a loss of 1, 2nd and 11. Play action, Mendoza from the pocket, and a diving grab by Anderson. Penalty marker is down in the Cal backfield. If it stands, first down at the UC Davis 38. And this could be a late hit on the quarterback.
Holding.
No.
Offense, number 1. 10-yard penalty, 2nd down.
Wipes out a 15-yard gain, and Jaden Ott called for holding.
And he does so many things well. The question is,
Game clock operator, please reset the game clock to 8:54. 8:54 on the game clock, please.
how is he going to add to his game in terms of being able to block? What can you do when you don't have the football? You see there a poor angle, and he got inside, and he pulled down number 39's jersey. You could see it. It's so important as a running back. What do you do when you don't have the football?
Porter Connors, the blitzing linebacker, was held. On 2nd and very long, Mendoza over the middle, complete. Corey Dyches, the tight end, a transfer from Maryland, the grad transfer into Aggies territory.
And he is a huge addition to this offense. You could argue this is probably one of the 20 or 30 biggest transfer pickups throughout the country. This is a player who was very productive at Maryland, brings an extra dynamic to this passing attack.
And the Cal was lacking. He provides a tight end that is a real weapon. Jack Hendry's a good tight end also, but Dyches is a little bit different in what he can bring. On 3rd down, Mendoza hangs in the pocket, dumps it off. Jaden Ott bobbles, has it. 1st down and more. Ott pushed out of bounds inside the 25. Finally, Kavir Baines ran him out, but a 1st down for Cal.
And this is what they want to see from Mendoza. He's going to get time. He doesn't force a throw. You know what? I'm going to get yardage. He checks it down to Ott, who's all alone. He had to make it more difficult than it needed to be, but ultimately he brings it in.
And now Ott swallowed up a short pickup after the 23-yard gain. David Meyer in on that tackle, but the injuries, and you alluded to, Craig, that Maven Anderson's going to play a big role. Week to week, Cal's without maybe their 2 best threats on the outside. Tobias Merriweather, Keon Graves, both out today. Plus 2 starting offensive linemen. Siwape Vatakani is out, along with the transfer for Cal from Coastal Carolina and Will McDonald, who had won the starting center job. Cal empties the backfield, inside screen. Jonathan Brady picks his way inside the 10. And Brady still going. Penalty marker is down. They did not blow it dead. Touchdown, California. What an effort by Jonathan Brady. So Justin Elliott, our referee, will sort this out. And he's coming over to talk to Justin Wilcox. And it appears it's against UC Davis. The touchdown will stand.
Beautifully executed.
Illegal block roll to waste. Defense, number 7. That penalty will be enforced on the kickoff. The result of the play is a touchdown.
Beautifully executed screen on that play by Cal. Big guys got down in front than Brady there, who Fernando Mendoza told us yesterday he's our best all-around wide receiver in terms of just being the most well-rounded, doing everything well.
The ruling on the field of a touchdown is under review.
They are going to review the touchdown, and right now it is a 23-yard touchdown pass from Mendoza to Jonathan Brady. And they're checking to see, was Brady down, but it appeared he was on top of a player.
You can see here, we're going to watch that right knee. Ooh, that is close. It looks like he maintained his balance.
But did that left knee hit? And the ruling on the field, again, there has to be conclusive evidence to overturn this. But the ruling on the field was touchdown Cal.
It was close, but it looked like that left knee hovered right above.
Jim Northcutt is our replay official up in the press box here at Memorial Stadium. And interesting to note with this officiating crew, because Pac-12 schools scattered across the country. Of this crew, there are 5 former Pac-12 officials on this particular ACC crew. And is that left knee down?
Yeah, we can't see the right. Watching that left knee. And, you know, I think it looks like it bends and hits it, but he's still laying on top of that defender. I think he's up. I think, Roxy, you probably see stands.
All right. Justin Elliott emerges from the replay monitor.
After review, the ball carrier was down with his knee with the ball at the 6-yard line. The personal foul for the illegal low block will be enforced half the distance to the goal from that spot. It's first and goal Cal.
So it'll be first and goal Cal at the 3. And we're off to a great start in the replay room up here.
UC Davis missed their opening field goal. I missed my opening call. There we go.
So Justin Wilcox begins year 8 as the Cal head coach. Took the Golden Bears to a bowl game with a strong finish to last season. They won their final 3 games over Washington State, beat Stanford, then won at the Rose Bowl against UCLA, and then went to the Independence Bowl losing to Texas Tech. So after it was overturned, brought to the 6, the penalty marches it to the 3, and now Jaden Ott trying to pick his way down to the goal line, and he is stopped inside the 1. Wilisone Amone, the backup defensive tackle, the senior from just down the road in El Cerrito, with the tackle to bring up second and goal.
Well, with Mike Blesh taking over as offensive coordinator, you know those big guys up front, they took a lot of pride in your O-line coach now being the guy calling the plays. I'm sure they want him to put it on their back and power this in.
Second and goal. Mendoza the handoff. Jaden Ott, he's in. Touchdown California. This one will stand. 12 rushing scores a year ago, and Jaden Ott with his first of 2024.
Just going to power it in. Number 87, Endress, a really talented soft tight end, doing a nice job just lowering his shoulder, creating a crease. And one of the things that Ott does so well right there, just a little bit of hesitation, let that seam open, then he punches it in.
8 plays, 71 yards, and Jaden Ott, the 1-yard scorer for Cal. Last year's Pac-12 leading rusher. Ran for over 1,300 yards a year ago. And now the transfer, Ryan Coe, for the extra point, and he nails it. And with 6:23 to go in this opening quarter, the Golden Bears take the lead. Jaden Ott from 1 yard out.
One of the premier running backs in the nation early on, putting points on the board for Cal.
Can you make them wait? Make them wait.
Jaden Ott, a 1-yard touchdown run, and Cal a 7-0 lead on UC Davis. And Jaden Ott, last season running for over 1,300 yards, first team all Pac-12. Just a magnificent campaign.
Yeah, he made an impression as a freshman. Then as a sophomore, just took it up another level. The ability to get to that second level, that long stride. Really what it impresses about him is the explosive burst. He accelerates and hits his top speed in a hurry. Then the ability to follow blocks, push through. Only 2 years, Roxy, he's already in the top 10 in Cal history in rushing touchdowns.
And add to that total with a 1-yard run. Ryan Coe will kick off for Cal. Samuel Bato Jr. and Mateo Perez back to return the kickoff for the Aggies. As there's a look at Ott, the junior from Chino in Southern California. A couple of years ago, a freshman All-American running for nearly 900 yards his first season here in Berkeley. Here is Coe to kick it off. Strong leg for the transfer. And Coe launches this one that'll sail into the end zone. It'll come out to the 25 on a touchback tonight at 11 Eastern on the ACC Network and the ESPN app. ACC Huddle Crew, a complete wrap-up of our game, the whole day in the ACC highlights, analysis, interviews of players, coaches. They'll have you covered live from Atlanta on ACC Huddle tonight. Money on ACC Network and ESPN Plus. The ACC debut for Cal. Stanford made their ACC debut last night. Across the bay, and Troy Taylor's team coming up short against former Cal coach Sonny Dykes and TCU. Miles Hastings, good protection, and coming back for the catch is made by C.J. Hutton, and a completion for a first down out across the 35 for the Aggies.
Yeah, the Aggies had really nice rhythm, Roxy, on that opening drive. It was a penalty that pushed him back and put him behind the chains. They threw the ball really well. These receivers early on doing a nice job with their route running there. You see the inside receiver there, number 1, coming in on the inside route, working back towards the ball.
From the 36, 1st and 10 for the Aggies. Lan Larison, the running back. Hastings, quick hit over the middle to Winston Williams, who's dropped immediately. Noel Williams coming up from the Cal secondary. Rather, that's Craig Woodson. Woodson, a couple of years ago, had a pick-6 in Cal's win here against UC Davis.
Yeah, it's a really experienced secondary for Cal, and he's the leader of it.
It's been slowed by a hamstring issue, but good to go today. Miles Hastings from the pocket and coming back for it. Nice catch, adjusting. Chaz Davis into Cal territory.
Hastings early on just showing outstanding accuracy. Coverage was there. Davis is really one of their big targets, about 6'3", 210. He's going to be able.
Hastings 6 of 8 through the air. Lan Larison straight ahead. Picks up maybe 3. But Hastings, an interesting ride. Craig, he was really good 2 years ago. A little bit inconsistent last year. Now, as a senior, they're hoping that consistency returns for Hastings.
And they're going to look for Davis there. You can see number 4 right in the middle of your screen, coming over, doing an outstanding job of adjusting to that football.
On 2nd down, goes down the line to Hutton. C.J. Hutton turns it back in and has a first down inside the 30.
It was thought early on maybe they would lean on their talented running back, Lan Larison, but it's been through the air. These receivers in particular before Davis and Hutton, number 1, being very active.
And the UC Davis offense minus one of their top receivers today, Trent Tompkins, as Marcus Harris breaks on it and broke up the pass for Chaz Davis, as Harris last year an FCS All-American playing at Idaho. Second and 10 for the Aggies. at the California 28-yard line. Their first drive, UC Davis went 53 yards before it stalled, and they missed field goal and caused some confusion in the secondary, leaving a receiver wide open. And run out of bounds is Stacey Dobbins, the true freshman from Temecula, as Miles Williams was late getting over for Cal.
Yeah, he was all by himself. Nobody saw it, and they're lucky that they got over there just enough time to stop that from being a touchdown.
At the Cal 14, bubble screen. Again, it's Dobbins. Cuts it back inside, rustled down by Noel Williams. Rather by Craig Woodson after the pickup.
See Dobson way up top, all by himself, trying to get over there. I mean, that's the type of communication with the amount of starting experience they have in that secondary. That cannot happen.
Is that a week one thing with guys trying to get on the same page?
That's a communication thing, and you wonder too, the coach to helmet, that's a new, it sounds simple, but sometimes getting that in, that may be kind of tough for some of these players to be able to get the calls out in time.
Hastings split out. Len Larison lined up as the Wildcat, and Larison tries to break through the right side of the line, and a late penalty marker comes in. And we've seen Larison in the past, Craig. That's nothing new for UC Davis to him to line up a quarterback.
Yeah, he is a jack of all trades within that offense.
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense, number 98. Penalty is half the distance to the goal. Automatic first down.
Nate Burrell called for the face mask. First and goal, UC Davis. And there's an injury to a UC Davis offensive lineman, Thomas Mirabella, the San Diego State transfer. Heads toward the sideline. But a first and goal for the Aggies at the Cal 4. There's Mirabella.
You see, we're looking there, coming in easily, good call. He grabs. See that head turn.
Unbalanced line for UC Davis. Len Larison. Chopped down, maybe got a yard. Matthew Littlejohn getting in the backfield. Or as Peter Sermon, his defensive coordinator, calls him Big John.
Yeah, Littlejohn doesn't fit, so he's made the adjustment. That's what all good DCs are known for, making adjustments, right?
And it's an adjustment. You mentioned the headset, the communication. Cal is using it today. UC Davis is not. And so Cal's still trying to work out the kinks, but unbalanced line again for UC Davis on second and goal. A little bit of advantage for Cal in the communication as Larison wrapped up before he can get going. Cade Uluwave, last year's Pac-12 Defensive Freshman of the Year, the first man there for Cal to bring up third and goal for UC Davis.
Did a nice job there, just getting penetration, getting underneath, you know. And I think here they've been very good early on here in this first quarter of moving the football, but they got to finish drive. They already lost 3 points with the missed field goal. I think here, this close, you got to be thinking 4 downs, punch it in, get the touchdown.
12th play of this drive for UC Davis. Third and goal. Hastings gives it to Larison, and Larison fights his way inside the 2. And it's fourth and goal. We'll see what Tim Plow wants to do on fourth and goal.
Trying to work him. Larison, you see number 23 coming across, but the outstanding penetration there again by Uluwave, who's doing a nice job getting in there 2 plays in a row and disrupting things.
David Main probably got away with a hold there for UC Davis. But fourth and goal. From the 2-yard line. Play clock is rolling down on the Aggies, and Tim Plow is going to burn a timeout here and talk this one over. And final 27 seconds of the opening quarter. Fourth and goal. We'll see what UC Davis wants to do. 4th and goal upcoming for UC Davis at the Cal 2. 27 seconds left in this opening quarter, and a 7-0 lead for Cal with Craig Halbert, Sherry Burris, Roxy Bernstein with you. ACC Network Football from Memorial Stadium in Berkeley. And interesting to note, we were talking with the Cal coaches yesterday, Craig. Last season, Cal faced the second most 4th down opportunities in the country, only behind Western Kentucky.
That's a lot of times because offenses got themselves in a position where it made it sense to go for it. I think here UC Davis has to as well.
On 4th and goal, Miles Hastings for the corner, and it's incomplete. Penalty marker is down in the backfield. Intended for Winston Williams, the tight end. We will check the penalty here.
There is no foul on the play for an illegal low block. The block was legal. The result of the play is a first down for Cal.
So they pick up the flag, turnover on downs. We're going back the other way in a Cal football.
Prior to that 4th down play, UC Davis just tried to power it in. It wasn't working. Here, they're just going to try to put the fullback there. You see him right out there. Cal, outstanding job. They were right on top of it. 2 defenders there. So that's now 2 series where UC Davis has marched down the field and come away with nothing.
Cade Uluwabe was out there for Cal defensively, preparing for Tim Plow's offense, Craig, because there is no track record of him coaching in UC Davis. What's the challenge for Peter Sermon and Cal's defense?
You got to be open for everything. Expect the unexpected. They are familiar with him. He spent a season here. They know he's a bright offensive mind. But I mean, listen, right now they are the definition of bend don't break.
So now
the play clock on the field is not operational. It'll be kept on the field. It's first down.
So now Cal backed up in the shadow of their goalpost at the 2 after the turnover on downs. 2 tight ends in the game for Fernando Mendoza, lined up in shotgun right there in the middle of the end zone. And they'll run it. And losing the football, picked up, a scoop and score. Touchdown UC Davis. Porter Connors. Kadarius Calloway had the ball knocked out. He is still down for Cal. And a scoop and score, and the Aggies an extra point from tying it.
The great equalizer. Turnovers. Unable to punch it in offensively. Defensively, a big hit, making a play.
Kavir Baines popped it free. There is Kadarius Calloway, the transfer from Old Dominion, who was still down, getting looked at by the Cal athletic training staff. But the ball was knocked free from Calloway and picked up by Porter Connors, who had a 5-yard run into the end zone. And the Connors brothers, who are so active for this UC Davis defense, with Porter at linebacker, Rex, his brother, at safety. And there is Kadarius Calloway, who began his college career at Alabama. Now up on his feet, and he could not hang on to the football. It got popped free, and the opportunistic defense for UC Davis finds the end zone.
As you mentioned, it's going to be Baines coming in low, puts his helmet right on the football. Connors there to scoop and score. They're number 23 coming over the top. Baines, helmet low, right on the football, just pops it loose. The offense unable to finish drives. The defense responds with a big turnover.
Hunter Ridley for the extra point. Try to tie the game for UC Davis. What a turn of events. Cal gets a stop on 4th and goal. And the first play after the turnover on downs, UC Davis forces a fumble and the scoop and score by Porter Connors. Extra point was missed, actually, I should say, by Hunter Ridley. He hooked it. So Cal still with a 7-6 lead, a break for Cal, but UC Davis gets into the end zone on the defensive touchdown.
Cal was very proficient last year in taking the ball away. Unfortunately, they were also giving the ball away a lot last year, and here early on, a crucial turnover.
And turnovers were big issue for Cal last year.
It was a push-pull. They would take it, and then they would give it back. And, you know, listen, UC Davis, this is a team that's very much in the playoff mix, considered a playoff contender in the FCS. What you don't want to do if you're Cal is keep them in the game. We've seen it early on. North Dakota State gave Colorado all they could handle a few nights ago. Western Carolina, talk about the ACC. They took NC State right into the fourth quarter.
Just 3 years ago, UC Davis went on the road and won at Tulsa. They have 17 FBS wins in their program history, including when Tim Plow was a player for UC Davis. They beat Stanford back in 2005. And here's the kickoff from Rory Bell, and tries the short pooch, and a fair catch. Cal players collide, and it's loose, and it's still loose on the sideline. And luckily for California, it goes out of bounds. It'll be a Cal ball right near the 30-yard line.
That was a Matrix-style dodging of a bullet there. I mean, twice now we've seen with Cal, but they're still discussing it, but with just miscommunications, once on defense, now on special teams. Here's what looks like UC Davis going to have an opportunity there. Jumps on it, pops loose, and then it was just a sea of bodies. They do not communicate. One going back, one coming up. They collide. The ball pops loose there.
That's a couple of defensive players that collided. Ryan McCullough, who was an edge rusher, and TJ Bowler's a defensive lineman.
Is that the kick was recovered by an out-of-bounds player. It's Cal's ball at that spot. First down.
We're just not talking. You know, you got one coming back trying to field it, another one coming up. They're not communicating. And if you remember, too, that previous drive, the receiver that was wide open, I mean, early on, communications for Cal. This is first game of the year, but sometimes things you don't learn until you get a chance to go live.
So some special teams issues for both teams. That missed extra point, missed field goal for UC Davis, and the fumble right there by Cal on the kickoff return. Cal has it at their own 28, leading at 7-6. Certainly has been an interesting first quarter as Jaden Ott out across the 30. Gets about 5. What should be the final play of this opening quarter.
A nice way to calm things down is give it to number 1.
All right, Sherry, so Fernando Mendoza has completed each of his last 6 passes. As we start the second quarter, that's 7 in a row to Maven Anderson. And a gain out about a yard shy of the first down with third down upcoming. But she alluded to Chandler Rogers, the transfer from North Texas, who had a fantastic season for North Texas a year ago. The offensive numbers in the first quarter, but Ott spinning out of a tackle and dropped for a loss. And that's going to be fourth down.
Now, I mean, this has nothing to do with Mendoza. I mean, this has to do with a beautiful tackle that led to a turnover and just miscommunication. You can change quarterbacks, but if you don't communicate better, you're in the same spot. Look at here, trying to give the ball to Ott, doing a nice job there. You see number 23, he's been very active. Baines, he's the one who popped that fumble loose previously, getting downhill, making the tackle.
And the offensive line for Cal is a work in progress. We're seeing that. We alluded to the injuries that they've been dealing with. Plus, you have a redshirt freshman at left tackle that Craig, he'd never taken a snap before as an offensive lineman in a game.
Yeah, high school tight end, DN, making the transition.
Lachlan Wilson bangs this one. Dies right near the 20-yard line. And UC Davis, who's looked impressive so far on offense, will get the football here early in the second quarter. And the Aggies already have over 100 yards of total offense. Miles Hastings 9 of 13 through the air for Tim Plow. 97 yards passing. Land Larison 8 carries, 25 yards. But they've taken advantage of some opportunities. Their receivers have had some separation.
If they can finish drives, they're in the lead right now. That's the thing right now that Plow's got to stress to his offense. We've got to finish because they're moving the football, and you're right, and it's not with their star number 3 at the running back position. It's through the passing game. Dude, those receivers are doing a nice job getting open, and Hastings, Miles Hastings, the experienced quarterback, has been on point, very accurate here in his first half.
So the UC Davis offense going back to work. And right now the extra point that was missed by Hunter Ridley is the difference in this game. From the 21, Samuel Batu went in motion, and Hastings on the rollout dumps it off underneath, and Stepping out of bounds, not much room along the sideline as Cade Uluwave closing in for Cal on Mitchell Dixon, the junior tight end, former quarterback, now a tight end for the Aggies, Sacramento native.
Zero is everywhere, isn't he? He is an active ball player.
And Cal needs him to be everywhere. He is the focal point along with Teddy Buchanan, the grad transfer from UC Davis for this Cal defense. Land Larison motions out. Hastings finds Larison, and it's broken up, knocked away by Buchanan. And Larison, had he secured it, he had some running room.
That's the matchup you want there. Get Larison on Buchanan, the linebacker. They're going to motion number 3 out. You can see just on a slant route. And it's a nice throw. He lets it get into his frame, bounces out.
One of 3 so far on 3rd down. And this is the down Peter Sirmon said we got to keep the opposition 3rd and 8 and longer. Yep. And it's 3rd and 9 for the Aggies. Hastings over the middle. It's caught. It's Larison spinning and drags Teddy Buchanan for a 1st down for UC Davis.
A rush 4. Going to give him time there. You see Larison just going to work free underneath the very versatile back that they have. There after a drop a little bit earlier. Securing the catch, moving the chains.
And we're seeing all the different things that Larison can do for this UC Davis offense. Circular motion for C.J. Hutton. And here's a handoff to Mateo Perez. And he picks up a couple, runs into his former teammate, Teddy Buchanan, on the tackle for Cal. So the linebackers for this Cal team, they're going to be critical. And Buchanan, who's got, you saw the green dot there, inside with Cade Uluwave.
Yeah, they complement each other well because Buchanan's the experienced player. He picks things up quickly. He can apply them. He can kind of be the leader amongst that group and allow the young player there to zero just to be able to play fast, find the football, make plays.
On 2nd down, Miles Hastings to the outside and just overthrows C.J. Hutton, who had a little bit of separation there from Isaiah Crosby, the defensive back, trying to cover the senior receiver.
Hutton has been very active in his 1st half. He breaks back to the outside. Plenty of separation there. One of the few times we've seen today Hastings off target. Missed opportunity for a big play.
So another 3rd and long for the Aggies. Cal showing pressure coming off the edges. Samuel Batu motions. Hastings from the pocket. And that's tipped at the line and knocked down. The pressure from Ryan McCullough right in the face of Hastings. Also with Serene Tunkara, the transfer from Missouri.
Yeah, it's going to be that pressure there at the bottom. You see number 43 pushing him back.
Number 21 is wearing 14. Cal 21 is 14.
And T.J. Bowler's the one who knocked it down at the line, so a stop for the Cal defense. Ben Banks Altacruz, the transfer from Lehigh, punting for UC Davis. And a short punt that takes an Aggie bounce. And it's deflected off an Aggie. It got a little extra carry to it, but they'll move it back outside the 20-yard line where it was initially touched by UC Davis. And Joseph Adama getting downfield. Cal gets it up a point early in the 2nd quarter. up 7-6, 11.5 remaining in this opening half. And Cal start this drive just outside their own 25-yard line. And a change at quarterback for Cal. Fernando Mendoza's looked sharp. And now our first look at Chandler Rogers as the Cal quarterback, the transfer from North Texas. Had a really productive season last year in the American Conference. And now his first action as a Cal Bear. And on the rollout, Chandler Rogers tries to dump it off underneath and quickly brought down as Corey Dyches right at the line of scrimmage, and UC Davis, David Meyer all over that. But Rogers takes over as we bring in Sherry down on the field.
Watch it. And a really good decision maker, and particularly when a play breaks down, as we're seeing here.
And a quarterback draw right there, Sherry, for Chandler Rogers out across the 30-yard line. A pickup of 6 to bring up 3rd and 4 for Cal.
And that's the element right there that he brings that Mendoza does. Mendoza is your classic kind of drop back quarterback. Rogers certainly bring more of his legs.
Well, he was really efficient through the air last year for North Texas. On 3rd down, Cal goes empty. Stepping up is Rogers. He'll run. Rogers hit and dropped shy of the 1st down. David Meyer again for UC Davis. And it's 4th and short. Samaje Werner also in for the Aggies, in the punting unit heading out for Cal.
Yeah, getting pressure there with just 4, forcing Rogers to step up and have to run. That defense doing a nice job of closing. This Aggies defense is tackling really well.
Lachlan Wilson will punt it. Mateo Perez back to return for UC Davis, as Perez on the move, headed toward the sideline. And he is dropped by Teddy Buchanan right near the 35-yard line. And an Aggie ball in a 1-point game here with 9:44 to go in the first half. UC Davis of the FCS level hanging right with the new ACC team, the Cal Bears. Okay. So the chess match between the coaches, Craig, today is really interesting because these are two guys that are very close. Tim Plow, the head coach in his first year at UC Davis. Last year was Justin Wilcox, tight ends coach. And Justin Wilcox made an effort. He really wanted to keep Tim Plow on his staff, but knew the opportunity for Tim Plow to go back to his alma mater was probably too great for him to stay in Berkeley.
Yeah, you know, Plow had told us earlier in the week, he goes, I figured that I was either going to work for Justin Wilcox for the rest of my life, and if that wasn't the case, that meant I was the head coach at UC Davis.
Having played at UC Davis, he met his wife when they were undergrads.
I called it his dream job.
Spent a lot of time on staff at UC Davis in addition to here at Cal, as well as Boise State, and a brief stop in northern Arizona as well. At the Aggies 34, Miles Hastings under pressure, and he just throws it at the feet of Lan Larison, and Cal was all over that play, ready for it. And the defense, the pressure there applied, forcing the essential spike of the football by Hastings to avoid the sack.
Yeah, good job there, sniffing that out, getting in position, taking away that screen.
Miles Williams, the pressure. Again, there's two Miles Williams on this Cal's defense. One is spelled M-Y-L-E-S, the other traditional M-I-L-E-S. Lan Larison cuts it back, breaks a tackle. Larison out to midfield.
Yeah, first time today they've really been able to pop Larison free. You can see the action away. He's working to his left. Outstanding vision and cutting that back behind the center. This is one of the premier running backs in all of FCS.
Last year's Big Sky Offensive Player of the Year from the Cal 49. Miles Hastings on the rollout. And a first down inside the 40. Run out is C.J. Hutton by Lamagia Hearns.
Sorry, he's been outstanding in his first half, Hutton. Great job creating separation. He's going to roll out. You can see Hutton just once again coming out of his breaks, creating separation, getting an open space. They've had a hard time kind of staying on his hip.
And he's delivering the ball on target.
Yeah, Hastings has only been off target once so far in his first half.
Samuel Batu in motion. Hastings has some room to run. He slides, and they'll spot it back at the 26 where he began the slide. And the Aggies looking for the lead here, approaching 8 minutes to go in this opening half.
When you have a good football player, what he does, Larison, even though he doesn't get the football, he's demanding attention. They fake the handoff. It draws down number 10, Buchanan, leaves that soft side there for the quarterback to get outside. When you have a dynamic player in your offense, he can make plays even now when he's not touching the football. Larison early on there has been certainly a distraction to that defense.
Second down for UC Davis. Lan Larison, the running back. And the handoff to Larison through the line, breaks a tackle. Larison rustled down by Teddy Buchanan inside the 15-yard line. Some more hard-nosed running, 13 more yards for Lan Larison.
Yeah. His influence before helped him pop that last play. Here, you get a nice job just kind of working his feet, getting through that hole, letting it develop, then getting to the second level, breaking several tackles. This is a guy whose hobby is rodeo. This is a tough dude. Anybody who takes on livestock for fun, you better bring your A game when you're tackling them.
It's accepted when you're in the Larison family to do that, because that's what they do. From the 12, Miles Hastings with the Aggies on the move, and before the play, UC Davis gets a timeout. Inside 7 minutes to go in this opening half.
Timeout. UC Davis, their second.
They have outgained Cal 190 to 103, and they're on the move here. UC Davis driving to take the lead in Berkeley. The Aggies trying to stun Cal in their ACC debut. Well, UC Davis on the move, and they have looked good, Craig, here in this first half. And Len Larison has lived up to the billing as one of the top running backs at the FCS level.
Yeah, he is a big football player. He's tough to bring down. We've seen some poor tackling from Cal, him breaking through arms tackles. He's also effective as a pass catcher out of the backfield, and his presence at times, even when he's not touching the football, is drawing the attention of those linebackers and creating opportunities for other players. And his offense in his first half has also been very balanced.
Miles Hastings, first down for the Aggies at the Cal 12 as Larison motions out. On the rollout, Hastings and the shuffle pass ahead, and it goes to Winston Williams, who tries to get the pile move forward as far as they can. Got 4, maybe 5 on that little trickery from Tim Plow and offensive coordinator Paul Shelton for the Aggies.
Motion Larison out, try to soften things up there in the middle and get it to their tight end, but not much ground there. Now this is, though, where UC Davis has stalled in this half. They've done a great job of getting into the red zone. They have not done a great job of finishing drive.
Second down for the Aggies. They're inside the 10. And a timeout taken by UC Davis. And that is their last timeout of the half.
UC Davis, their third and final. 30 seconds.
So the Aggies have had the opportunities, but right now they're trailing because of some breakdowns.
Yeah, I mean, they have been able to move the football here. This is their first drive. Do a nice job. Field goal opportunity. They miss. They also miss on a PAT, and that's why they're trailing right now. They had also a goal to go, 4 opportunities, tried to power it in on 3 plays and get it out to the flat that was beautifully covered by Cal, but they've been able to move the football. And those 6 points, Roxy, only off defense. You've got to, you can't play in this game. You can't be upset-minded if you cannot finish drives. It's important. I think that's why we saw Plow take this timeout. They know they have to finish this drive with a touchdown.
2nd and 6 at the California 8-yard line. Miles Hastings with Len Larison on his left. And the give to Larison, and he is upended immediately. The Cal defense up front. A nice job to read that, and tackle made by Xavier Carlton.
Nice job by Carlton there, working down the line, making that tackle, putting him in his 3rd down situation.
Played his first 2 years at Utah and transferred here to Cal. And on the edge, he and David Reese are supposed to be the guys at a focus point for the Cal pass rush, but they've been quiet so far today. 3rd down. Stacey Dobbins in motion for the Aggies. Hastings underneath, crossing route. 1st and goal, UC Davis to C.J. Hutton. First and goal for the Aggies, and those crossing routes are giving Cal problems.
Yeah, right in the middle, it's Batu who comes across the middle. You're going to see 3 Cal defenders all alone, and then the big hit there, but still enough to get in a goal-to-go situation.
1st and goal from just outside the 1 for the Aggies. Miles Hastings. Len Larison skips it to the outside. He's in. Touchdown, UC Davis, and the Aggies have the lead. So Larison, 13 touchdowns a year ago. And now UC Davis up 12-7. They send the kicking unit out, but you wonder if this is a spot you go for 2.
Yeah, nice job there on the edge, being able to force things down, and Larison easily just bouncing it out, punching it in.
Just over 5 minutes to go, 66 yards in 9 plays. Extra point. After missing his first try today, Hunter Ridley nails this one. And it's a 13-7 lead for the Aggies with 4:42 left in the half. Now keep in mind, Cal played Idaho as their FCS opponent last year. Now, the Vandals were ranked number 5 in the country at one point, but Cal trailed in that game to Idaho 17-0 before they came back and won. Now they trail late stages of the first half against UC Davis 13-7, and the Aggies ranked 18th at the FCS level.
Yeah, I mean, listen, we said it a little bit earlier. Turnovers are the great equalizer. They turned the football over, they scored. And then they've been, and really Cal is lucky right now that the margin's not wider between the missed kicks and the inability of the Aggies to finish some drives in that first quarter.
First touchdown for UC Davis coming on a defensive score. After a fumble by Kadarius Callaway, Porter Connors ran it in. And now Land Larison, a 1-yard touchdown run, and UC Davis a 13-7 lead on Cal. And you get the sense, Craig, that this upcoming drive, this is a big drive for Cal.
It'd be interesting to see, though, where they go with it. Is it going to be Rogers or is it going to be Mendoza?
So the kickoff, which has been an issue for Cal, another pooch kickoff from Rory Bell, and bringing it up the field for Cal, and some running room down the sideline and into UC Davis territory all the way back. Touchdown Bears! Noel Williams, 80 yards, and Cal now with an extra point can reclaim the lead.
Well, trying to keep it away from Ott has paid dividends, and now it just cost him. And kicking short to try to keep it away from him. A miscommunication allowed them to get the...
So Cal clearly made an adjustment, anticipating the pooch kick. And Noel Williams right there, who's an outstanding corner in the Cal secondary, was stationed to receive it, and he brought it back to the house, 80 yards and a Cal touchdown. Now the extra point for Ryan Coe. And Cal goes back on top, so a brief lead for the Aggies, and the answer from Cal special teams.
And just a good job there blocking. You see big number 88 pushing out that defender, creating that lane, and then the kicker with the poor angle. And Noel Williams there, senior, able to take it to the house. It's a 3-phase game, and here special teams with the big play.
Boy, that can really juice up a sideline. That can get everybody going again after you get deflated just surrendering the lead. And let's face it, UC Davis's offense has pretty much done what they've wanted to do so far today.
And, you know, so interesting because they've been skying that kick, trying to keep it away from Ott.
UC Davis, 11, is now wearing 0. UC Davis, number 11, is now wearing 0.
Previously, that type of kick had forced miscommunication by Cal, put it on the ground. Golden Bears held on to it, but here now they do it to give the short field. They get one good block. It allowed Noel Williams to break free.
So the special teams adjustment by Cal, as there's a number of different coaches on Cal's staff that deal with the special teams. Vic Soto, Burl Toller.
But you're right. What a way to snatch momentum away from the underdog.
And now Ryan Coe will kick it off to the Aggies. All of a sudden, you can just get a sense looking down at the Cal sideline, they've got life again. It was getting sucked out of them by UC Davis. From the goal line, Samuel Batu Jr. brings it out, and he's knocked forward, brought down shy of the 25-yard line. And UC Davis in the offense, and Miles Hastings will go back to work as the special teams tackle by Sheksalu Fall, the transfer from Eastern Kentucky.
All right, so
for the
Cal
Aggies
special
now.
I'm not going to tell you what the Aggies need to do. I'm going to tell you what Cal needs to do. They need to tackle. They need to do a better job of tackling. Otherwise, UC Davis is going to be able to move the football back downfield again. I think this is less about what the Aggies need to do.
Is now wearing 11. 0 is 11.
There's a lot of number changes today. And then what Cal's going to need to be able to do, they just need to tackle better.
Motioning out Mitchell Dixon. And straight ahead, maybe 3 for Land Larison, who's gripping the football if his life depended on it. As he's brought down by Aiden Kiana-Aina, the transfer from Notre Dame.
He's been a good addition to that front. A front that a year ago was not overly productive. 9.5 tackles for a loss and 6 total sacks by that interior group throughout the entire season last year. That includes the numbers from the transfers coming in. They need more production from those big guys up front.
2nd and 7. Mateo Perez at running back for Miles Hastings. And it's Perez cutting through the line. He reaches the 30 before he's driven back by Cade Uluwave. And also coming up, Miles Williams, the secondary Miles Williams, as opposed to the pass rusher Miles Williams. And we asked Peter Sermon, well, how do you differentiate between the two Williamses? Well, Miles Williams, the edge rusher, he's big Miles Williams, BMW.
Yep.
There's Noel Williams, who had the kickoff return for a touchdown for Cal. 3rd and 2 for UC Davis. Hastings, deep drop to the outside, and it's incomplete. Penalty marker comes flying in. Miles Williams in coverage of Winston Williams, with the other Miles Williams in the quarterback's face. Waiting for Justin Elliott.
Pass interference. Defense, number 4. The ball be placed at the spot of the foul. Automatic first down.
Pass interference on Miles Williams.
Yeah, rolled Hastings out, tried to bring it back across field. Williams didn't bite on it there, but just too aggressive in the coverage.
At the Aggies 45, just over 3 minutes left in the half. Mateo Perez gets through the line, dragged down by Cade Uluwave. And that's a gain of 6 into Cal territory to the 49-yard line. But first downs, 14-4 in favor of the Aggies.
I mean, yeah, they're putting together drives.
They've gained more than 100 yards better than Cal has put up so far in this game. Keep in mind the new rule in college football, the 2-minute timeout is coming. Mateo Perez breaks a tackle and stood up. Picks up maybe 2. Teddy Buchanan leading the charge for the Cal defense, along with Miles Williams. And that should take us to the 2-minute timeout. And a 3rd down upcoming for the Aggies in Cal territory, and a 1-point game here late in the first half.
The Aggies doing a nice job in this drive, staying ahead of the chains. Very manageable 3rd down again.
And keep in mind, UC Davis will get the ball to start the second half. So the 2-minute timeout, and a 3rd down upcoming for Tim Plow and the Aggies in Berkeley. If you look at the offensive numbers so far in this one, it's UC Davis dominating. Time of possession, total yardage, rushing yards, passing yards. Tim Plow and the Aggies, they've run better than 2-to-1 as far as plays go and time of possession with Cal.
Yeah, I mean, listen, UC Davis has not had a problem moving the football. It's been finishing drives, and really, for Cal, it's been about big plays. One negative one, the fumble that allowed the Aggies to scoop and score, then the big special teams return that put them on the board and the lead.
So after the 2-minute timeout, 3rd and 2 inside Cal territory for Miles Hastings. Faking the inside give and the dump off, and the catch is made, and it should be enough, and it is. Mitchell Dixon, first down, Aggies.
Yeah, they had 2 options there. They also had Larison flaring out to the flat, but Dixon, number 11, underneath, moving the chains.
At the Cal 44 now for Hastings, and before they can get the snap off,
The ruling on the field of a completed pass for a first down is under review.
so they will review it. As you sense, UC Davis was trying to go quick and get the snap off, so they couldn't review the play. And we'll see if Mitchell Dixon hung on to the football. It seemed like an awkward catch for the Aggies tight end. So it is under review again. The ruling on the field was a catch and a first down for UC Davis.
Right there, you can see Larison coming in front of him. Unable to hold on to it. He's trying to regain it as he goes down. Turns, can't see it there.
I don't see anything on that.
Yeah, he clearly
replay.
is struggling to find a handle, brings it into his body, and then he turns. I mean, it's ugly on the way down.
That's a
but it's
catch.
yeah, I mean,
That's a catch.
luckily, style points are not involved.
Those 2 replays we saw, there was
Yeah, I
the
mean,
ball did not hit the ground.
the way he turned, you know, as he was going down, he cradled it into his body, then he turned. You never see it kind of move again.
So Justin Elliott, our referee.
Now, too, this is a
After review, the ruling on the field of a catch for a first down stands. Game clock operator, please reset the game clock to 1:44. 1:44 on the game clock, please.
way to bounce back. All right, we're good.
Thank you.
Yes.
The clock will start
Yes.
on my signal.
We're hitting 500.
There you go.
So a catch for Mitchell Dixon and a first down for UC Davis at
So-
the Cal 44.
Best case scenario, because they don't have any timeouts. They got the first down, and they also got a few minutes to kind of talk shop.
Speaking of talking shop, I have to imagine there's going to be a lot of talking shop in the Cal locker room at halftime.
I think the word tackling may be used.
Land Larison, the running back, next to Miles Hastings. On the move, Hastings under pressure, and it's incomplete for Larison. Xavier Carlton, the pressure coming off the edge for Cal. But just to further compound the numbers from this first half, Craig, Cal's run a total of 18 plays. UC Davis has picked up 15 first downs.
It has truly been, you know, a bend don't break for Cal overall, except that last drive. But here, as you mentioned, the Aggies are going to get the ball back in the second half, and an opportunity here late in this first.
If you can score going in, the momentum that you're going to have. The bubble screen for Stacey Dobbins. Dobbins dances to the sideline. Run out of bounds by Miles Williams. First down, UC Davis.
Dobbins only a true freshman, but he is a burner. He's undersized at a St. John Bosco down in Southern California. Good blocking out front.
That prep powerhouse down there.
He's in a small package, but he's got burners.
And let's face it, he's a guy that probably went lightly recruited because of that size.
He was very productive there at St. John Bosco a year ago. Over 900 yards receiving, 69 receptions.
Miles Hastings, 16 of 25. An empty backfield now for UC Davis, and C.J. Hutton the grab. And a short pickup to the 30.
Yeah, we've seen excellent route running by number 1 in this first half. Hutton, they're just on the slant. And Hastings has played really well.
Cal, they're first. 30 seconds.
Interesting
I've been impressed
timeout
with his
taken by
accuracy.
Justin Wilcox and Cal right here. So minute 15 on the clock. They're going to put a second back on. But UC Davis, it's so impressed with the fluidity in the rhythm that, look, you have a veteran quarterback and a veteran group, Land Larison, offensively, C.J. Hutton. But it's a new coaching staff in a lot of ways. And even though they have UC Davis ties, but Tim Plow back now as the head coach, having been away from Davis for a number of years.
Well, they felt like when Plow was there a few years ago, some of the principles that he had set in motion as an offensive coordinator had still stayed, even though he was gone to Boise and then Cal. So the transition hasn't been monumental in terms of him coming back and verbiage and those type of things, but very impressive plan here in this first half.
9th play of the drive, the 4th drive already of this first half for the Aggies of 9 plays or more. Miles Hastings rolling out, lobs it downfield, and it's incomplete. Trying to get it to Samuel Batu Jr.
Had Larison kind of running down the side, underthrew that. I think he had a bigger play there if you look to their star running back. Really one of the few times, though, that Hastings hasn't just been on point in this first half.
You mentioned Tim Plow and the ties that he has to UC Davis. Played for Bob Biggs, a legendary figure in Davis. Chris Peterson, also a mentor to Tim Plow, and they influenced him in coming back to Davis, which has a proud tradition. Land Larison motioning out, and it's tipped at the line. Incomplete as the pressure from Cal's defense, and it's TJ Bowlers who's been active for Cal's defense, the Wisconsin transfer, with the bat down.
Heads up play. As a defensive lineman, you're always taught if you can't get to the quarterback, get your hands up. Good awareness there by Bowlers. Player very highly touted coming out of high school. Didn't really kind of hit a groove there with his time at Wisconsin, but
4th and 6, the Aggies leaving the offense out there, going for it.
With their kicking struggles here, I think this is, the right move.
Play clock rolling down on Miles Hastings. They just get it off. Hastings to the outside. It's juggled and incomplete. Noel Williams in coverage through the hands of Samuel Batu Jr. and a turnover on downs for the Aggies with 63 seconds left in the half.
This is one of those times you would have liked to have one of those timeouts in your pocket. You're up against the play clock. You got to force it a little bit. Batu working out. He puts it on the hands. You got to make that catch. Maybe you kind of rush a little bit there. Do you see him? Hastings not able to step into it. But listen, the throw is still there. That's a catch you got to make there.
Chandler Rogers will be back in a quarterback for the assumed final drive of this first half. Last year at North Texas, completed 62% of his passes for over 3,000 yards, 29 touchdowns and 5 interceptions. Empty backfield. Rogers, and it's incomplete, trying to come back for it. Maven Anderson, well defended by Rex Connors.
Been a good first half for the Connor family.
Yeah, the scoop and score by his brother Porter. Yeah, the Connors brothers, the juniors from Pleasant Grove, Utah. 2nd and 10. 4 up front for the Aggies. Now Javian Thomas motions out. Empty backfield for Chandler Rogers. And he throws over the middle, incomplete. It was behind Mikey Matthews, the Utah transfer, the intended target.
Yeah, a chance there for a big play off target. Matthews, who was very productive as a true freshman for Utah a year ago.
Former 4-star recruit, and he had some space. He was open.
You wonder here in this situation, Mendoza's been more active in the first half of this. Maybe you kind of go with the quarterback because maybe settled in a little bit more. But as you mentioned, Cal hasn't had the ball a ton offensively in the first half.
Just their 21st play of the game on offense. Rogers, pocket, breaks down, looking to run. Penalty marker is down in the Cal backfield, and Rogers brought down shy of the first down, inbounds.
Yeah.
So we will check the penalty.
Clear hold there as Rogers was trying to break free.
And we'll see what Tim Plow wants to do. And initial indications are holding on Cal.
Holding. Offense, number 76. That penalty is declined. It's 4th down. The clock will start on my signal.
Bastian Swinney called for the hold, and he got the start today because of the injury to Siawape Vatakani. But when you look at the first 30 minutes, Craig, for Cal, it has been a very uneven performance.
I mean, it's really, they had one good drive and then that big play on special teams. They have been, in this first half, out-executed by the Aggies.
Now the clock will start, and the play clock was at 25, and I'm guessing Cal will milk it down as far as they can, then call timeout before they punt it away. But Fernando Mendoza, 7 for 8 through the air, including completing each of his last 7 passes. And then Chandler Rogers has gotten the last 2 series, and Cal will use that timeout with 21 seconds.
Cal,
What?
30 seconds.
So Cal in new territory in terms of a new conference. They were the original founding members of what was the Pac-12 way back in the early part of the 1900s. Now Justin Wilcox and the Cal Bears, along with their rivals from across the bay, Stanford now in the ACC. This is where all the Pac-12 schools have gone. Of course, the Ducks, UCLA, SC, Washington now in the Big Ten. Arizona, Arizona State, Colorado, Utah, part of the Big 12 now, with Oregon State and Washington State still staying in the Pac-12 in a unique situation for them.
But with the new college football playoff expansion, they're viewed as independents in terms of how they are. If one of the two should go on a great run and have, you know, get ranked within that, but they wouldn't qualify in terms of being able to be a conference qualifier.
And they have a heavy laden Mountain West Conference schedule. And I'm anxious to see Arizona's debut tonight against New Mexico. Brent Brennan, the new coach for the Wildcats. And a beautiful punt by Lachlan Wilson and a fair catch made by Mateo Perez right near the Aggies 25. No timeouts. 15 seconds left until halftime.
As we finish this half here, you know, I know Cal's going on defense, but when's the last time you said "ah"? It's been a long time since we've mentioned the name of one of the premier running backs in the country.
We haven't said his name very often. We haven't said David Reese's name. It appeared to get a little banged up in the first half. We saw him out there on that last defensive sequence, though. But there's some adjustments to be made for Justin Wilcox and Cal. If you're Tim Plow and the Aggies, you go to the locker room and you look at the stats. How are we trailing?
Yeah, well, finish. You walk in a lot.
Going in.
Mendoza, that seems like light years ago that we had seen him. I mean, but you're right. When he was in, he was effective. But this offense has not had the ball much.
Launching it, Ryan Coe. This will sail into the end zone and skip through. Out to the 25 for UC Davis as we send it down to Sherry.
Well, Roxy, Coach Wilcox told me they are lucky to be up by 1 as the defense comes out here in the second half. He told me what they need to improve on, just like you and Craig were talking about tackling, particularly running back Lan Larison. He wants to get good coverage and break up more passes. And he mentioned the struggles to convert on 3rd down on offense. They had 4 3-and-outs in that first half. Then asking about the level of execution he talked to us about this week, which is what's going to happen when a play breaks down. Who's going to bounce back from a bad play? He said, quote, "It is not good enough."
Well, it needs to be better in the second half because UC Davis is showing you they can win this football game. Hastings drops it off underneath. Winston Williams the catch and tackled in space by Teddy Buchanan, and a loss on the play.
Well, there's I mean, very small sample size, but good coverage there. 2 Cal defenders be able to make the tackle.
That is the first TFL tackle for loss for Cal in this game. And a loss of 1. 2nd and 11 for Miles Hastings. Lan Larison on his right. Let's see what adjustments Peter Sermon and Cal's defense have made here for the second half. Hastings over the middle. It's caught. And a leaping catch by Samuel Batu Jr. for a UC Davis first down.
Batu, number 8. He's just going to work right over the middle. And that little window there, we've seen the Hastings accuracy doing a nice job dropping it in there. Batu had to pay the price, but delivers.
15 yards for Batu, who was born in Liberia. Also lived in Japan growing up. From Temecula, Southern California, where he went to high school. Empty backfield for Miles Hastings from the 39. Pressure coming off the edge at Hastings, and it's intercepted. Bringing it back, Marcus Harris for Cal. Stepped right in front of Len Larison. And the FCS All-American last year had 3 interceptions playing at Idaho, and the grad transfer with a big play for the Cal defense.
Hastings has been very accurate in that short to intermediate. Downfield, just going to get away from him. He has his target, number 3, Larison, a little bit of space. He pushes it to the outside, and then here right up the middle. Number 43 is able to get a little bit of pressure, but that's just a throw that was off target. He had his man. He pushed it to the outside. And this is really, Cal has a lead because of big plays, and another one there.
Ryan McCullough, the pressure, the interception by Harris. Fernando Mendoza back at quarterback, and Jaden Ott is swallowed up after a minimal gain. Cal had just 16 yards of total offense in the second quarter, as the tackle made by David Meyer and Porter Connors for the Aggies. But this is an explosive offense, and the Aggies held them to 16 yards in the second quarter with one of the premier running backs in college football. A pistol look for Fernando Mendoza. Pressure off the edge. He goes down. Porter Connors the sack. The scoop and score in the first half, and a big sack for Connors coming off the edge.
Connor is a player who had to kind of wait his turn. You can see him right from inside. That left guard, number 63, doesn't see it's Reimer, a player who's making the jump from the FCC to the power 4. Doesn't see it, turns his shoulders, gives Porter Connors, number 39, who's had an excellent game so far, a chance to get through and get the play.
First sack of the day for the Aggies. 3rd and long for Cal from right near midfield. Fernando Mendoza on the move, and it's incomplete. Pressure coming, forcing him out. David Meyer bringing the pressure.
You mentioned a little bit early, Roxy, some of the starters who were missing from that offensive line in a unit that improved a year ago but still wasn't where they wanted it to be. Here, UC Davis getting pressure. You see number 39, Connors are there coming in. Then number 9, Meyer, doing a nice job in pursuit. Those linebackers doing a nice job of adding the pressure there.
So now Lachlan Wilson will try to pin UC Davis back. Mateo Perez standing at the Aggies 10, the return man. And a penalty marker is down too much time. And a delay of game against the Cal punting unit.
Oh yeah, he's still over there.
Delay of game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. 4th down.
They'll march it off against Cal. So Lachlan Wilson will now launch this one from near the Cal 30-yard line. And the rollout punt by Wilson, and a good one. Perez, fair catch made inside the 15-yard line of the Aggies. And UC Davis will go to work, and Miles Hastings and the offense will come back out. Early third quarter, still a 1-point game at Memorial Stadium. Cal and UC Davis. Well, the season outlook for Tim Plow and UC Davis out of the dangerous Big Sky, and you can make the case that the Big Sky Conference is the top conference at the FCS level. 8 FBS transfers, of course. Larison, a veteran quarterback, and Miles Hastings. A strong defensive line. This is going to be a threat in the Big Sky this year, UC Davis, in Tim Plow's first season.
First season, first game, and they're executing very well. I mean, you wouldn't know. You would think that this is a coaching staff that kind of been around for a few years. And one of the, you mentioned a transfer then, one of those transfers they lost was Teddy Buchanan, was a big part of that defense. He's been quiet at times for Cal.
On first down, Miles Hastings down the sideline. It's broken up. Noel Williams stride for stride with Samuel Batu Jr. And it's second down for UC Davis. But you look at the Big Sky. Certainly Montana's had a great run recently. Eastern Washington has been a consistent threat. Weber State has had some good teams. Montana State.
I mean, in Sacramento State as well. Yep.
And Sac State losing a tough one at San Jose State Thursday night. And Sac State won last year at Stanford. Second and 10 for the Aggies. Mitchell Dixon motions. Land Larison hit at the line and goes nowhere. Miles Williams, the edge rusher, 92 in there for Cal. Ricky Correa also getting up from the pile. Sheksalu Fall, the transfer from Eastern Kentucky. And we've seen very little of David Reese, who was supposed to be the real catalyst and the energizer for this Cal defense. It's played sparingly today.
This defense here very early in the second half, they have played better, responded now, doing something they struggled to do in that first half, putting UC Davis in a 3rd and long.
Miles Hastings on 3rd and 9. And he dumps it off to Larison, and he can't corral it. Cade Uluwave chasing after Larison, but just a little too high for the UC Davis running back.
Yeah, Hastings, who was really on point in that first half, coming out here in the second half, one interception on a deep throw off target. And then here he's got his stud running back out in the flat, and just out in front of him, he's not able to pull it in there, because that's certainly a matchup you'd like there.
First 3 and out for the Aggies today. And punting from his own end zone is Ben Banks Alta Cruz. Last year averaged over 41 yards a blast, second in the Patriot League at Lehigh. 2 return men back for Cal, and a low line drive. And great tackle on special teams as Mikey Matthews dropped immediately. Cal with the football is Blake Cotton, the special teams tackle.
The new 12-team college football playoff begins December 20th on ESPN.
Yeah, that's how I get by.
The new 12-team college football playoff begins December 20th on ESPN.
Yeah, that's how I get by.
So the new 12-team playoff, it is coming. The 4 highest-ranked conference champions will be seeded 1 through 4 and receive first-round byes. Then you have 5 highest-ranked conference champions. After that, with the 7 highest-ranked teams to make up the 12-team playoff. So 8 teams seeded 5 through 12. They'll play first-round games with a higher seed hosting at home stadiums. And the top 4 conference champions will get byes. As Cal from the 45-yard line. Fernando Mendoza slings it downfield, broken up for Jonathan Brady. And he took a big hit from Lamont Schamberger, the safety for UC Davis. Knocked the football away from Brady.
The key thing to remember with the new college football playoff format is winning a conference championship matters, and that trumps even being within the top 4. We see Schamberger coming across, doing a nice job leading with his shoulder as well there on the tackle.
It's unprecedented that whether professional or college league would triple the playoff teams from a year ago. And the bubble screen and incomplete, well read and well defended by UC Davis, and Kavir Baines coming up as Mikey Matthews the intended target, but UC Davis was ready for that.
Yeah, they are flying around this Aggies defense. You see it he just runs right through that block.
Cal 1 for 6 on 3rd down, and they have not converted each of their last 4. Corey Deitch's motions for Fernando Mendoza. Hangs in the pocket. Mendoza escapes, and he throws it, and sliding and making the catch, shy of a first down. Jaden Ott across midfield, and it's 4th and 4 at the Aggies 49.
It's a nice job navigating the pocket there by Mendoza, and I think here at the very least you see maybe if you get a free first down.
And Justin Wilcox right now is leaving the offense out there on the field.
You could get a free first down. I think here you got to at least try. You bring that offense out, maybe you see if you get a UC Davis defense. It's a little jumpy.
Empty backfield. They're going for it. Mendoza over the middle, a sliding catch and a first down. Mikey Matthews on 4th and 4. Cal converts.
Good, a good job there by Matthews, just getting past the chains, knowing where he needed to be.
Cal going quick with tempo. And the handoff, Jaden Ott through the line inside the 40. Ott gets 4 down to the 38. David Meyer another tackle, but the 4th and 4, and Cal converts.
See Matthews inside doing a nice job setting up that route. A quick little move and breaking inside, and a good throw there as well.
Matthews 29 catches for Kyle Whittingham in Utah last year in the transfer. By the way, that was the first down for Cal since midway through the first quarter. Maven Anderson breaking tackles. Anderson a first down inside the 30. Finally, Rex Connors pulled Anderson to the turf.
Very early in this game, we had said number 11 was a player that needed to step up. Had a very productive 2022. Only 8 receptions a year ago.
At the Aggies 26, the dump off to Jaden Ott. Can't spin out of a tackle and gets sandwiched between Rex Connors and David Meyer. But Cal going with tempo now, trying to get some semblance of a rhythm. So Mendoza, who's got the green dot, in communication with Mike Blesh, the new offensive coordinator for Cal. Blesh took over as the OC after Jake Spavital at the end of the regular season left to take a job at Baylor. Blesh was promoted and was the OC for the bowl game, where Cal got off to a good start but then struggled to finish it off against Texas Tech as Mendoza keeps. Mendoza inside the 15, and a first down for Cal. Down to the 12 goes Fernando, and just the 2nd red zone trip of the day for the Golden Bears.
Use that speed sweep motion, draw the defense, create a nice lane for Mendoza.
Here is Jaden Ott through the line. Ott, first half touchdown, and now Ott down to the 6-yard line, a gain of 7.
Bringing him through, nice job. That motion helped spread out that defense, create a lot of running room in the middle there for Mendoza.
There is an injured UC Davis player that's down in the area where Jaden Ott was tackled on the play. And that is Rex Connors, who's now helped up to his feet. And look, in the bowl game, look, Cal got off to a good start against Texas Tech after they won their final 3 regular season games to become bowl eligible. But Fernando Mendoza tried to gut it out and play through a broken collarbone in that Independence Bowl, and he just was ineffective against the Red Raiders.
And there was also a point there. There was a lot of change going on. OC going out. You have your potential co-OC interviewing at another job. So there was certainly a period. There was a lot of moving parts there for Cal. And then you put on top of it, as you mentioned, the injury there for Mendoza actually within the game.
But it was a step for Justin Wilcox in this program to get back to a postseason game. And now they have to adjust to playing in a new conference. Maven Anderson in motion. And it's Jaden Ott skipping to the outside. To the edge. Jaden Ott is in. Touchdown, California. 6 yards and Ott's second score of the day. But how about the block on the perimeter by Maven Anderson?
You want to know why he's one of the best running backs in the nation? We got a glimpse of it right there. He kept stretching that, the lateral movement. You're going to see Maven Anderson, number 11. Watch him just keep working. Those defenders have leverage, and he's able to get out there. Then number 11 is there to help seal it for him to get across. But you want to talk about creation there from Ott even getting to that corner.
Ryan Coe, the extra point, and the drive that stayed alive on the 4th and 4. And Cal finds the end zone.
The ACC, hey, here's the introduction to one of the best running backs in the nation. Jaden Ott takes it to the edge. Cal extends their lead.
Just past midway through the third, Cal has opened up an 8-point lead after Jaden Ott's second rushing score of the day. 21-13, Cal with the lead. And now the Golden Bears will kick it off to UC Davis to see if the Aggies can get back on track offensively after a sluggish start for UC Davis here in the second half. Ryan Coe with that rocket for a leg. It's already sent each of the first ones into the end zone, and this one will reach the 1-yard line. Samuel Batu Jr. on the return, and he's brought down across the 15-yard line. Terrific coverage by Cal. Noel Williams and Teddy Buchanan on the tackle, but the fourth down conversion near midfield, Craig, kept the drive alive.
Yeah, it was with the transfer, Mikey Matthews from Utah. An excellent route, knew where he got, right past the chains, then giving it to their star running back, Jaden Ott, who's going to do a nice job bouncing it. See the lateral quickness, and Maven Anderson out there on the edge to make sure that he had the corner to be able to turn it in for that touchdown.
That is special when you got a running back that can do what Ott just did. So Miles Hastings and the Aggies trying to answer inside their own 20, and it's Lan Larison straight ahead, runs into a gang of Bears who knocks him backward.
I don't know at halftime what Justin Wilcox's approach was. I don't know if it was loud or soft, animated or calm, but whatever his message was, it has gotten through to this Cal team. They are being much more physical there on the edge, setting it. See the linebackers coming down, multiple blue helmets around the ball. They didn't tackle very well in the first half. That was great team tackling right there.
Aiden Kiana Aina and Cade Uluwave plugging it up front on second down. Hastings, and it's incomplete through the hands of Winston Williams. And it's 3rd and long for UC Davis. But Cal, that last drive, Craig, they had 4 first downs. They had 4 first downs the entire first half.
Whole first half's worth of work in one drive.
10 plays, 55 yards, and a 6-yard run from Ott. And now empty backfield. Lan Larison goes split out far to the sideline. Miles Hastings. And it's incomplete, well short of Batu, the intended target. Xavier Carlton with the pressure in the face of the UC Davis quarterback, Miles Hastings. And a 3 and out. So the Aggies, they had 234 yards of total offense in the first half, 16 here in the third quarter.
Right now, it just feels like Cal was 2 quarters late to the start of the 2024 season.
This is the team you expected to see.
They are, like I said, whatever was said, whatever adjustments they made at halftime in this third quarter, it certainly seemed to have resonated.
Ben Banks, Alta Cruz will punt. 2 return men back and a low liner. Mikey Matthews cuts it back in and is dropped across the 40-yard line. And the special teams tackle by Porter Connors for UC Davis. So Cal with the ball, and Jaden Ott, even though it's been inconsistent for the Cal offense, he's still got a couple of scores.
It's a luxury that when even things aren't going your way, you have a running back of this caliber. This is early on. Nice job. Lets his blocks develop. Crease opens. Then it was early on. There wasn't a lot of running room. It's not going to always be easy. That UC Davis defense in that first half, they were very active, and then ultimately able to bounce it to the edge and punch it in again.
Here is Ott following his blockers. Gets to the second level. Brought down shy of midfield. Again, it's David Meyer, who might have 34 tackles by the end of this game. He has been all over the field for the UC Davis defense.
The nice thing with Ott is, as explosive as he is, Roxy, he's got such great patience for a runner. He lets things develop, and then he has that elite ability that once daylight does open, he can punch it and accelerate quickly.
2nd and 4. Corey Deitch's motions. Again, it's Jaden Ott. The patience by Ott finally finds an opening and slithers through for a first down.
Those feet never stop moving. His lower body is like a sewing machine needle. It's just always going. And he waits and he goes and he finds a seam and he bounces it. That that ability just to blend that patience with that explosiveness is what makes him so special.
At the Aggies 48. At the running back next to Fernando Mendoza. And on first down, Mendoza looking to throw. Takes a deep shot, and it is incomplete. Jaden Stanley broke up the pass intended for Tron Grizel, the former walk-on now on scholarship, who emerged as Mendoza's favorite target second half of last year.
Yeah, he is a big target there. Stanley, number 10, just running with him, a little bit underthrown, able to get the breakup.
Just outside 5 minutes to go, third quarter. Play clock down to 5 for Mendoza. Play action for Fernando. To the outside, it's caught. That's the redshirt freshman, Isaiah Hunter, who caught some eyes with his speed during fall camp, and Hunter with the catch, and Cal quickly on the football at the Aggies 20.
Yeah, nice adjustment there by Hunter.
And Cal trying to go quick, and the officials originally spotted it at the Aggies 20, move it back a couple of yards. 26 though in the pass from Mendoza to Isaiah Hunter.
Hunter, a 4-star coming out of high school, a player with a lot of ability.
From the greater Bay Area, he's from Salinas.
He was the #1 ranked player in that 22 class, 23 class.
So first down for Cal, the UC Davis 22-yard line. Fernando Mendoza, and the give, and straight ahead, powering through inside the 20 as Jaden Ott finally brought down by Jaden Stanley.
Rush Reimer, the FCS transfer, doing a nice job there, folding around, helping to create some running room there for Ott.
Reimer, the transfer from Montana State, first team All Big Sky last year, third team FCS All-American a year ago. Jack Endry's motions. Again, it's Ott. Waits for the hole, skips through, has enough for a first down. Evan Bearden, the tackle for UC Davis. But
I like how you said that, waits for the hole, because that's exactly what he does.
And Jaden Ott a little slow to get up. He's still down and appears to be okay, looking for help to get up. And that's the last thing that Justin Wilcox and Cal need to see. Uh-oh. And Jaden Ott is hobbling toward the sideline. Talking about one of the premier running backs in college football. And Jaden Ott, little hitch in his giddy up toward the sideline.
Yeah, trying to work up front. You see, as he goes back, he doesn't, you know, he was kind of moving forward and got pulled back, but it didn't look like anything got caught as he was going back.
So the medical staff checking on Ott as Cal has outgained UC Davis here 95-16 in the third quarter. Javian Thomas now the running back, and Mendoza throws, and a tight window, could not complete it to Jonathan Brady, as UC Davis converging on the Cal receiver in the end zone.
One thing to remember too, Roxy, is that Kadarius Callaway went out earlier in the game as well, coming in this game with 4 backs. See number 3 Reimer again once, and taking a shot there, Mendoza. As you mentioned, what he did in that bowl game, he's a tough kid. Big quarterback, put on that size. He's tough quarterback.
Saw Jaden Ott trying to walk it off on the sideline. Mendoza, and it's Isaiah Hunter again, and his second catch run out by Samaje Verner. And it's 3rd and short for this Cal offense inside the UC Davis 5-yard line.
Brings up a 3rd down and 2 from the 4.
Bringing
Third
in
and 2.
big Byron Cardwell with transfers. Checking in the backfield. Player very highly touted coming out of high school.
Began his college career at Oregon. Missed all last season with a knee injury. And Byron Cardwell hit behind the line and dropped for a loss. Kavir Baines knifes through for UC Davis. And the field goal unit will head out for Justin Wilcox and Cal.
Baines, who was really active in that first half, doing a nice job getting downhill. Breaking down, wrapping up on that play.
"25-yard try straight on for Coe. Was at North Carolina, suffered an injury. Also spent time at Cincinnati and Delaware in his college career. And Coe blasts this one through, and Cal is up 24-13 here late in the third quarter. After a first half, even though Cal led at halftime, UC Davis was clearly the better team in the first 30 minutes.
Yeah, they were ahead, but it didn't feel like it. But now they're playing like a team that's winning.
And now here in the third quarter, we've seen the Cal team that a lot of people expected. You mentioned the tackling. What else are you seeing from Cal right now?
Well, they're picking up first downs, maintaining drives, as we see their star running back, Ott, still limping, trying to work through it.
There is Jaden Ott, injured on that last drive.
UC Davis, number 11, is now 0. 11 for
Couple of
Davis,
rushing
0.
touchdowns for Ott today. But an 11-point California lead with 2:14 to go in the third quarter.
You know, and this is for a Cal offense that wasn't in. You have to handle. You had to get him going here in this third. You know, you may be watching why is he playing in second half, big game coming down the road. This is an offense that wasn't clicking yet. You had to get Jaden Ott going.
And Justin Wilcox and Cal will be at Auburn next week. Next Saturday on ESPN2. Coe will kick it off. And Ryan Coe sends this one into the back of the end zone. It'll come out to the 25, but a Cal offense in the first half had 4 3-and-outs. And here in the second half, they've had 2 drives, both of them 10 plays each.
Yeah, they seem to be finding a little bit of a rhythm. So this is certainly, whatever happened at halftime certainly has sunk in, because this is a Cal team playing much better in the second half.
From the Aggies 25, Miles Hastings with Len Larison motioning out. Hastings, and some miscommunication as the receiver Samuel Batu cut in, and the throw went to the outside.
And conversely, Miles Hastings, he was really sharp in that first half. Has not come out as sharp here in this second half. Even the opportunities he's had for completions, he's been off target.
In a lot of ways, it was a microcosm of Hastings' last couple of seasons, Craig, because he was so efficient and good 2 years ago. Last year wasn't the same. He had his moments, but the numbers far better 2 years ago. Second down, deep drop for Hastings, and it's intercepted. Cade Uluwave. And the takeaway for Cal, their second interception here in the second half.
An exciting young player in that defense, just outstanding a year ago as a freshman. In that first half, the Aggies offensively, those receivers doing a nice job of finding windows, and Uluwave does a nice, you see him right there in the middle. He's reading the quarterback's eyes. Hastings doesn't see it, steps right in front.
Cade Uluwave, last year's Pac-12 Defensive Freshman of the Year. With the interception, Marcus Harris had one earlier here in the third quarter, as Hastings has now misfired in each of his last 7 passes. And a Cal defense that was so opportunistic with takeaways last year, now starting to do it here against UC Davis in their opener of 24. Javian Thomas in at running back. And Javian, they call him the Jet affectionately. And Javian Thomas, that's maybe 5 on that first down carry, and Matthew Wyckoff is slow to get up. Starting at center for the injured Will McDonald today, and Wyckoff hobbling off the field.
And Wyckoff, a player, Roxy, that's already stepping in for an injured player.
And here is what Cal's defense did a year ago. And the takeaways among the best in the country, and the fumble recoveries. And here in the third quarter, that's what Peter Sirmon has been looking for, is playmaking ability. And he's starting to get it. There you see Wyckoff being helped toward the sideline. And Wyckoff, there were some high hopes for him this year. He got beat out for the center position, got the start, though, with Will McDonald injured. And now Wyckoff leaves with an injury. And that's 3 key offensive linemen that are out right now. Fernando Mendoza adjusting. Nice job by Mikey Matthews, reaching back for the football.
Yeah, outstanding job. That's to his back hip. But Mikey Matthews, great body control, snatching that.
On first down, Javian Thomas inside the 10 as we send it down to Sherry.
I'm on the sideline here trying to watch Jaden Ott, who right now is in the medical tent. I walked up and down the sideline with him for about 6 minutes. He was definitely favoring that right leg. Then he sat on the bench by himself, his face in a towel. It sounded like he was crying. So I'm seeing now medical staff still going in and out of the tent. Remember, he already scored 2 touchdowns on the day, and I should mention off and on the bicycle too. So I'm definitely keep my eyes and let you know if I see anything come up.
And he's so vital, Sherry, to what Cal does. Javian Thomas chopped down at the line. And Justin Wilcox. Matthew Wyckoff back in at center for Cal as Jack Andrees motions. Javian Thomas straight ahead. And he is dropped at the 3, about 1.5 yards shy to bring up 4th down. And we'll see what Justin Wilcox and the Cal offense will do here.
That's a long way to go. I think go ahead, try to early in the season assert your dominance, try to put some more confidence in that offensive line that's a little bit banged up right now. Got to remember their OC. He's one of the rare offensive line coaches who's an OC.
Cal is 1 for 1 so far in 4th down. Fernando Mendoza as motion man, hangs in the pocket, climbs the pocket, and he throws, and it's caught. Touchdown. Isaiah Hunter. The freshman has stepped up here in the second half in the passing game for Cal.
It really started with Mendoza climbing that pocket, doing a good job with his eyes and finding Hunter. Throw a little bit low, but you need your receivers to help you. He adjusts.
First touchdown pass for Mendoza, the first career score for Isaiah Hunter, the redshirt freshman. 29-yard drive after the interception by Cade Uluwave. And the touchdown pass. 3 yards from Mendoza to Hunter, waiting to confirm it with the replay crew, and they give it the okay. And now Hunter can enjoy his first career touchdown and the first TD pass for Mendoza. Now Ryan Coe for the extra point. And Cal extends a lead to 31-13 here early in the 4th quarter.
Cal's making their introduction to the ACC a slow start. They're starting to warm up now. Mendoza finding a way to create a play.
California now up 31-13 on UC Davis after a 1-point game at the half. In fact, Cal has scored 24 straight points. And you talk about a role reversal in terms of production, Craig. The first half as opposed to what's gone on since halftime.
Yeah, I mean, Cal has responded to whatever was said to them at halftime, coming out defensively, playing much more aggressive and sound, tackling and coverage. Offensively, they've been able to maintain drives, make plays. I think the offensive line's been playing better in this second half, even with some of the injuries.
And regardless of how this game turns out, that has to be a big concern for Justin Wilcox. And Cal moving forward to next week in their game at Auburn is the injuries. Jay Knott banged up. We haven't seen him since he went out. He's gone into the medical tent to get checked out. Matthew Wyckoff starting at center, left briefly, back in the game. But also we've seen very little of David Reese, who's Cal's best pass rusher. Two of their top targets on the outside are week to week with injuries. And plus, two offensive linemen not available today that are two integral parts up front of what Mike Blesh wants to do.
And you also, going forward, you can't start slow. You know, not week to week, not in the ACC. You got to be able to start games as well as they have played in the second half.
Miles Hastings on first down underneath and leveled is Josh Gale after the catch. And he is blasted immediately by Cam Sidney.
But even there, just a small thing. Cam Sidney came, he didn't just hit him, he wrapped him up. Wrapped him up, brought him down.
Second and 5 for the Aggies, who've been struggling offensively to get going here since halftime. Land Larison, the running back, on the left side of Hastings. The play clock down to 5. And movement up front, it's against UC Davis. Third penalty against the Aggies today.
False start. Offense, number 79. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
Right tackle Ernesto Nava, the false start.
Whatever mojo or rhythm that UC Davis offense had in the first half, it's still in the locker room. It never came out. I mean, Hastings hasn't been as sharp. This offense just really, we just showed you the numbers a second ago. I mean, this is not an offense that is executing the way that it did in that first half.
Back to 2nd and 10. Land Larison, and he is hit behind the line. Sheksalu Fall, the first man there for Cal.
Yeah, well played by number 17 Fall. Stepping up, squeezing down. You're going to see number 17 right top. You watch him squeeze down, maintain leverage, make the play.
Also a good job by Stanley Soloway McKenzie to string that out and allow Fall.
Not give any room, any push there.
Loss of 2, Cal's second tackle for loss today. Samuel Batu Jr. motions for the Aggies on 3rd and 12. Miles Hastings under pressure, and it's incomplete. Tried to dump it off to Winston Williams, Teddy Buchanan in coverage, but Cal also doing something. It's a little slow to get up. Zaire Collier, the starting center for UC Davis, but they're getting pressure on Hastings. Craig, in the first half, Hastings had all day to throw. Now Cal's speeding him up and getting pressure and getting in his face.
And if Cal this season is going to continue to improve, they're going to have a good year defensively. Obviously, they'd love to. If you're a Cal fan, you want to see David Reese out there more. But the success of this defense is going to start with that front. And then it's going to go back. I think the secondary, they got a lot of experience, a really good linebacking core. That defensive front needs to be more productive. And here in the second half, as you mentioned there, getting pressure, playing the run well.
So a Cal defense now that it's 3 3-and-outs since halftime and 2 interceptions. And here is Mikey Matthews on the return. Matthews to midfield and back into UC Davis territory. The ball came out late. And UC Davis motioning like they may have it. But no, it'll be a Cal football from the Aggie 48-yard line.
Down prior to the ball coming loose. It's first down, Cal.
So he was down prior to the ball coming loose. But Cal with the ball up big on UC Davis. (31-13) California leading UC Davis. A look at the Bay Bridge. And still getting used to Cal being in the ACC. It's going to take a little while still. And today is the football debut for Cal in their new conference. And we're alluding to the game next week against Auburn. A couple of weeks, San Diego State will be here in Berkeley. Then you jump into ACC play in Florida State right out of the chute before a bye week. And how about the win Miami had today on the road at the Swamp?
Yeah, it's just, we were kind of talking, is this the year that the Miami stops teasing people and actually breaks through? Or they've certainly recruited their way to a playoff contender team. A lot of talent on that roster.
Chandler Rogers now in at quarterback as Jack Endries motions. Javian Thomas the running back. And the fly sweep, Maven Anderson hit on the edge and dropped for a loss by Lamont Schamberger. Loss of 3. And Cal will also, because of the new conference and a lot more travel for Justin Wilcox and Cal, the second most miles traveled in college football this year.
The shortest trip is to Dallas. That's the quick one.
Injury for Cal, the offensive line, by the way. Nick Morrow, the left tackle, is out, replaced by Victor Stoffel, the grad transfer from Temple. Chandler Rogers on the move, and too high, wide open was Jack Endries. Endries, a freshman All-American at tight end last year, the Monte Vista High School product. From just through the tunnel.
So it'd be interesting to see how they handle this, because you bring in Rogers, got all the talent. He put up big stats at North Texas a year ago, but trying to come into a game really not warm. There's a throw he should have made. As soon as he let that go, he kind of tapped his own chest that was on me, being off target. But you're going to see as they continue to move forward, if they just go ahead and go with Mendoza.
Davis showing blitz on 3rd and 13. It's picked up. Rogers coming back for it. The catch right near the 40, stepping out shy of the first down. Now Isaiah Hunter, who has been active here in the second half for Cal. And for Hunter, another grab, who caught a touchdown earlier. And for Isaiah Hunter, his 4th catch since halftime.
They've got some young receivers that could break out amongst this group. Hunter, one of them. He was a 4-star, and I think Mikey Matthews could be one of the steals of the transfer movement. I think that him coming over from Utah, he played as a true freshman. He was productive. I think they've got 2 young receivers in Hunter and Matthews to watch in this offense this year.
Empty backfield. Cal going for it on 4th and 3. Chandler Rogers, quarterback draw. Davis ready for it and wrapped up. Evan Bearden. And a turnover on downs. And it goes to UC Davis with just over 11 minutes to go. But there's the discipline in Bearden staying in his lane, knowing the ability for Rogers to run.
And this is a designed run there by Rogers. He's looking to take it, as you mentioned, what you call lane integrity. There where he's supposed to be. Quick to wrap him up. Trying to take advantage of Rogers' mobility defensively. UC Davis with a nice stop.
So Evan Bearden creates that turnover on downs, and a rough second half for Miles Hastings in this Aggies offense. Can they get it going again? Mateo Perez at running back. Fake to Perez. Hastings, and underneath it's caught. Winston Williams dropped immediately by Cade Uluwave. That's a gain of 6.
UC Davis offense, a little bit of tempo now, trying to find a rhythm that they had in that first half.
And the slant into Cal territory. Samuel Batu Jr. and a first down for UC Davis to the Cal 40.
And there's some of the accuracy that we had saw from Hastings in that first half. Irish there, good coverage. Just put it out in front, let his receiver make a play.
Just the second first down for UC Davis here in the second half. A little trickery. The pitch back, the flea flicker, Hastings, and it's broken up, coming over Noel Williams, who had a kickoff return for a touchdown in the first half, knocked it away from Winston Williams, and it's second down for the Aggies.
Yeah, good job by that secondary, just doing their job. That play took a while to develop. They were back there. The defender around to go see that secondary, see number 5, Harris, and then Williams, staying back, seeing it, closing on the football.
Winston Williams motions for UC Davis. And a drop play. Cal not fooled. Mateo Perez is swallowed up. Cade Uluwave, Ricky Correa knock him backward.
Uluwave, he could really wind up being a star of that front 7. He is an exciting player. He's all over the place. He's physical. Seen him make a play today in coverage with that interception.
And if you ask Peter Sermon or Justin Wilcox, they'd be lying to you if they expected him to produce like he did last year. And well shy of a first down. Catch is made. It's another grab for C.J. Hutton.
And I think the addition of Teddy Buchanan coming over from UC Davis is going to help the young linebacker, because it's going to let him play a little bit more, not have to think as much. Put some of that leadership on Buchanan, who's more experienced.
UC Davis has to go for it now. 4th and 8 at the Cal 38. 9:10 to go. Empty backfield for Miles Hastings. And a timeout taken by Cal. As Justin Wilcox getting that timeout, seeing something he didn't like. So with exactly 9 minutes to go, and a 4th down conversion that UC Davis absolutely has to have.
Defensive coordinator Peter Sermons, come on, how many more 4th downs do I got to face?
And that was the problem last year, getting off the field, because as we mentioned earlier, Cal faced the second most 4th downs in college football last year, 38. Western Kentucky faced 40.
The difference in a lot of those where they were 4th and shorts, where teams said, you know what, the percentages say to go for it. Here's a little bit different. They've got a lead. It's a 4th and long.
And the goal this year for Peter Sermon is to push back the distance. Instead of 4th and 3s, make it 4th and 5, 4th and 6. Try to keep that opponent backed up as much as you can. So here we go on 4th and 8 after the Cal timeout. Len Larison in the backfield, faking the inside give to Hutton. Hastings down the sideline, too high for Larison. And there is Cade Ulawave right with them. And a turnover on downs, and Cal takes over at the 38 with 8:55 to go.
Ulawave just had a moment ago. Not only is he just active against a run, he's looked really sharp in coverage today. They're running with one of the top running backs at the FCS level, Land Larison, and he was just running with him stride for stride and had the positioning.
So Ulawave today, 8 tackles, an interception, a half a TFL, and outstanding coverage as Mendoza now back in a quarterback. So a brief appearance for Chandler Rogers, and now Fernando Mendoza goes back in. And it's Javian Thomas. And he gets out across the 40, gets 3 on that carry. And Thomas had that scary injury last year against Oregon where he had to leave the field in an ambulance. It was a concussion. But his speed, he's got that extra burst, game-breaking speed that Cal can sorely use.
Yeah, I mean, listen, the nickname the Jet is not done ironically. He could fly.
Tried to bulk up a little bit from last year. Cuts it back. And he runs into Rex Connors, and Javian Thomas picks up a couple.
And, you know, his role, we'll see. His role could really grow here, depending on what happens with Ott. And do so with a big game coming up on the horizon.
With Auburn next week, and not just the concern of Ott, but Kadarius Callaway was injured in the first half of this game.
It's interesting how you start this game with a running back stable that you feel is pretty deep and pretty talented. Here in the fourth quarter, it could very wind up looking different moving forward.
3rd and 4 for Cal from the 44. Fernando Mendoza fires over the middle and could not connect with Corey Dyches. And there wasn't much of a window for the Cal quarterback. He looked to force that one in.
Yeah, that's a quarterback with a really strong arm zone. I'm gonna try to fit this square peg into a round hole. Did not work out as it usually doesn't.
So 4th down, and now the punting unit out there for California. But keep in mind, Justin Williams-Thomas, another running back that Cal was hoping to have, was injured in the spring game and has not come back yet. A blast from Lachlan Wilson. Boy, turn that one over, and it dies inside the 15-yard line where it's touched by Cam Sidney. UC Davis pinned back inside, 7.5 to go.
Here early on, UC Davis came out hot in the first half, but this Cal defense and team has really responded in the second there. An interception, then the young promising linebacker Uluwave with one, and then the outstanding running back Jaden Ott showing the lateral ability, looking like the old video game Frogger working to the edge. And then Fernando Mendoza doing a nice job of climbing the pocket, finding a receiver. And after really kind of a shaky start, Cal has their hands at 10-2 on the wheel. Much more in control of what's going on.
Still being outgained by UC Davis for the ball game, but a much cleaner, crisper performance since halftime for Justin Wilcox Golden Bears. And a nice adjustment on the ball in the air, and the catch by Samuel Batu Jr. Penalty marker, though, down in the UC Davis backfield.
Personal foul, roughing the passer. Defense, number 18. 15-yard penalty added to the end of the play. Automatic first down.
Serene Tunkara called for the personal foul, so add 15 to the catch by Batu.
Here we see number 18 right at the bottom of the screen, and it's a hands to the face there, getting up, piece of the face mask.
And that marches it into Cal territory to the 46-yard line. So the long catch and then 15 more.
And it was a nice catch too by Batu there.
Adjusting in midair. And they'll run it with Lan Larison. And he barrels his way inside the 45. Should point out that Memorial Stadium here is something new this year, not just the ACC logo on the field. But the Cal bench has flipped sides of the field. They used to be on the east end of Memorial Stadium. Now they have flipped it to the west side to be in the shade on days like today. And they put the visitors in the sun in front of the student section. Lan Larison swallowed up. Nate Burrell on the tackle. And part of it is looking to gain an advantage, because if you're not in the sun, plus with the student section behind the visitors now, it could create a little disruption for the visitors' sideline.
For some of those ACC teams coming from the southeast, when it's like 69 degrees and no humidity, they'll be fine in the sun. This is nothing.
Just as long as they have the sunscreen, they'll be good.
Exactly.
Third down for the Aggies. Mitchell Dixon motions. Pressure up the middle from Uluwave. It's knocked down at the line. Aiden Kiana Aina and Nate Burrell with pressure, but Uluwave knifing through on the blitz.
Yeah, but again, once again, we've seen it. We saw it from bowlers, TJ Bowles a little bit earlier. Getting your hands up. Get your hands up. Get push. You don't always got to get to the quarterback to affect the play. You can't get there, get push, get your hands up. And there, number 0, Uluwave, he has been outstanding. Remember, this is a defense, Roxy, that we haven't seen really one of the more disruptive players in David Reese out there today. But the young linebacker, he's really stepped up there in the middle.
0 for 3 on 4th down, 4th and 5 for the Aggies. Miles Hastings, blitz coming. Hastings off his back foot, and it's intercepted. Third pick he has thrown in the second half, and it's Noel Williams. He had 2 picks last year, his 8th career interception, and Noel Williams, who was active in special teams, now makes his presence felt on defense.
Yeah, Cal brings pressure. You're going to watch him kind of just not step into that throw, and then Noel Williams, just outstanding coverage, sees it, steps right in front of it. Good, just team effort defensively. Pressure up front, doesn't allow Hastings to step into it, and then Williams doing his job in the secondary, good positioning, making the play.
So the transfer from UNLV, his second year here at Cal, Williams. Chandler Rogers back in at quarterback. Inside 6 minutes to go, and the give to Byron Cardwell, and he is swallowed up by Princeton Toki. And Princeton Toki is a large individual, 75 there in white, listed at 5'11", 355.
Yeah, large. That's
a space eater.
Yeah, large just doesn't describe it. You want to talk about giving out shade.
Loss of a couple. Chandler Rogers on 2nd and 12. And again, it's Cardwell in his second effort. Gets him a little bit after it looked like he was going to get hit for a loss by Porter Connors.
Again, that's number 21, Byron Cardwell.
And the clock continues to turn inside 5 minutes. Cal up 18, taking control here in the second half. But again, the concern are the injuries moving forward to the Auburn game next week. Jaden Ott banged up. Seen very little of David Reese today. Plus some of the other guys that were out today. Their status going into next week. Empty backfield for Chandler Rogers. And it's complete over the middle, and Tron Grizel his first catch and should have enough for a first down. So the former walk-on from Park City, Utah, who had a huge big game in Cal's win on the farm against Stanford last year. And that is a first down. It takes us inside 4 minutes. Byron Cardwell spins out of a tackle. Second effort from Cardwell. And that's a first down run.
Cardwell's an interesting addition to this backfield. This is a player who was highly touted in the 2021 class and actually was productive as a freshman at Oregon. There you see the lateral movement. Stays low, able to bounce off the block, then get upfield. I mean, he's got the ability. Did not play last season.
Averaged over 7 yards a carry as a freshman for the Ducks. And then had a productive limited season in 2022. Missed all last season with the injury. And now could be thrust into a bigger role. Here he is into the line, trying to power his way forward. And he gets a couple before Porter Connors knocked him backward. Next week, UC Davis, by the way, they'll be at home against Texas A&M Commerce. Not to be confused with the team in College Station that's playing Notre Dame right now. There is Jaden Ott, who we have not seen since seemed to tweak that knee here in the second half. The 2 touchdown runs for Ott today. Chandler Rogers the handoff, and Byron Cardwell cuts it back. Cardwell into UC Davis territory, and that's about a yard shy of a first down.
Even with some of the injuries and some of the shuffling around, his offensive line as well has responded in the second half.
If Cal puts this one away, they'll improve to 16-0 all time against teams from the FCS level.
That is the 2-minute timeout.
And we've reached our 2-minute timeout. 3rd and 1 upcoming for Cal. The Bears trying to put the finishing touches on a season opening win.
90 seconds. Oh. 15 for them. 15 for them. Okay, you're on now.
2-minute timeout. A new experience in college football. 31-13 Cal with the lead. UC Davis mentioned that next week they'll be at home to Texas A&M Commerce. And you look down the road in the Big Sky Conference, big day with Eastern Washington at Montana on ESPN2. Montana State is tough. Final 3 games for the Aggies. On 3rd and short, Byron Cardwell hauled down shy of the first down by David Meyer.
UC Davis team, they probably felt they should have made the playoffs a year ago. They beat Sacramento State in that last game. Sac State would actually wind up going to the playoffs, but you're right. They're going to make the playoffs this year. That final 3 game is certainly going to be the ultimate test.
4th and 1, Cal leaving the offense out there on the field. Inside 90 seconds now.
I think when they watch this film tomorrow, you start that first half with a bottle of Pepto-Bismol, and then you got that second half maybe with a pina colada. They feel a little bit better.
Well, it has been a tale of 2 halves because Cal looked out of sorts, out of rhythm in the first half. Just communication was an issue for them. The tackling was a problem. But whatever happened in the second half was a complete opposite of what you saw from Cal in the first half.
Every major college team now has videographers and people following. Justin Wilcox goes, "Did you tape that?" Because I just may run it every half.
But I don't know if actually anybody tapes stuff anymore.
Yeah,
they
sure.
record it. It's all digital.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, we're kind of speaking our age right there, but
nobody got a cassette of it.
8-track. This is a Pruder film.
Yeah.
So the offense out there, Cal going for it on 4th and 1 at the Aggies 48. Chandler Rogers under center. Byron Cardwell deep as the running back. And the brotherly shove. And it's a first down. And Cal converts. And they can play keep away for the rest of the game. Well, I guess you can't call it the brotherly shove here in Berkeley. Maybe some reference to People's Park.
Yeah. The big question now going forward is, first and foremost, the health of Ott.
Yes.
And then how do they continue to handle Mendoza and Rogers?
And David Reese.
And I feel like of those 3, that linebacker group is really good. I think they can handle. I think obviously Ott is first, and then how are they going to balance these quarterbacks?
Chandler Rogers takes a knee, and Cal will need to do that one more time before it becomes official. So Cal will go to 1-0 and head to Auburn, Alabama next Saturday.
Here, look back, that Auburn, there was so many missed opportunities a year ago. Now you got this out of the way, you start thinking, let's finish what we tried to start last year.
There it is, the final knee by Chandler Rogers, and the head coaching debut of Tim Plow at UC Davis against his good friend Justin Wilcox, and a big part of the Cal staff, Tim Plow, a year ago, and he loses that debut in Berkeley. And Cal now 12-0 all time against UC Davis, but it does